Huntress number 3, written by Paul Levitz, art by Marcus Toe. We last left off with Huntress tracking down Moretti to a yacht ship thing and putting a tracking beacon on it to see where he's going. He arrives in some country, I'm not even entirely sure where, somewhere in the Mediterranean. Torre Annunziata. Sure, they speak Italian, that's all I know. So anyway, he arrives, and immediately the police pull up, and Huntress is like, geez, the police? Really? Already? They really know how to come at the worst times, don't they? But as soon as they arrive, they start shaking hands with Moretti, and he's like, oh, everyone in this country is corrupt. Cool, that makes my job easier. So a couple of cops hop on the boat with some of the girls just to keep an eye on the boat, I guess is what they're doing. And some of the cops are sitting outside. Huntress immediately is like, all right, well, she distracts one of the guards and then knocks out another one. And then when the first one finally realizes what had happened, Huntress is like, go ahead, go for your gun. Let's see who can pull the trigger fastest. And then, boom, knocks him out as well in the head. Completely non-lethal, but still. So she starts spying on the people inside the boat. And the policemen are talking about something about asylum and the chairman and a couple of other things. So Huntress makes a call to I still forget whether or not they're detectives or they are newspapers. I think they're newspaper. So anyway, she makes a call there and basically gives everything she heard. And the guy runs some searches and comes up with, all right, there's a dude from a state, a nation, something called Kufra. They have a whole lot of oil, and basically he's running it as a mad dictator. He's taking all the dissidents' daughters and probably selling them to Moretti, so he's probably like the supply chain guy up at the top. He has 2 sons. One of them is named Mustafa, and he is there with Moretti. The other one is named Who Cares, and he's still with his father. And they are looking for asylum in this country because he's a brutal dictator in his own country, and everyone pretty much wants him out, so he's looking for somewhere to go. So he's coming to whatever country they're in now. And so Huntress is like, oh, yeah, okay, thank you, bye, I'll take care of this. And so she goes, she's tracking down where Moretti and them went, still is tracking on him. As she's walking there, some dogs jump out at her and start growling. She just pulls down her sunglasses, gives them a glare, they run off running. He's like, I was never much of a dog person. I was much more of a cat person. And she pets a cat that was walking by. So we arrive at some sort of gladiatorial coliseum, but not like the coliseum, where they're just meeting up and having a talk with, I think it's the prime minister, or at least one of the people in charge of this place that's giving asylum. And Huntress, she's still in her civilian gear, so she real quick has to duck and hide and change into her costume. And then she fires off an arrow, nearly collapses some rocks on the Mustafa and Moretti. And Moretti immediately is like, wait a minute, those are arrows. All right, this is the mask. We got to go now. Let's go. And he leaves a couple of his guys behind to look for wherever they are. Huntress gets in a fight, starts taking him out, no problem. But one of the guys, a real huge guy, gets the drop on her and grabs her from behind. We cut back. Moretti and Mustafa are headed to the boat. They see the cops have been knocked out, and they're like, wow, everyone in this place is totally useless. You aren't safe here, Mustafa, and I'm sure as hell your father wouldn't be, so I'm going to find an even safer place for you. And he calls off from the boat saying how, we'll call you, minister, and we'll tell you where to meet the chairman, so that way we won't be getting any more attention on us. And, of course, as they part, there's, like, women standing there scared, and it's like, well, how about some fun, because we are the biggest scumbags alive. And then we cut to the state of Kufra real quick, and it's just tear gas and beatings and tanks, and the chairman is standing over all of it, just like, ah, yes, my country, it's so beautiful. And they're like, yes, father, haha, so great. Yes, chairman, you're so fantastic and wise. But why must you leave us in such a wonderful hour? He's like, well, it's Allah's will. I gotta go. Also, gotta find some asylum. Anyway, gonna leave. But hey, look, some scared and beautiful women. Would you like to be a great scumbag before I leave? Seriously, like, They know exactly what makes them look like scumbags, and they hit it on the head each time. So then we cut back to Huntress. She's still in the fight scene. The guy says how he is the Lion of Kufra, and he wants to know Huntress's name for her last rites. And she's like, you can just call me Huntress, no big deal. He's like, only a fool chooses to die nameless. And she starts pulling off some moves, but Lion actually managed to get the drop on her. It's got her pinned down on the ground. Neck starts choking her out. And Huntress just reaches up and she's like, well, now or never. And she does like some sort of nerve pinch in his neck. And he stumbles back, he falls off. Huntress kicks him in the face and knocks him out. And then she's like, all right, well, you're next, Moretti. Wherever the hell you are, you're next. And that's where we leave off. I like the issue. It's a fine issue. Pacing of it's a little bit weird. Like, Huntress gets grabbed and then we just spend like 5 pages doing other stuff for a while. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Also, it feels a little bit late. Like, okay, Moretti was never the top man. I think they've established that before. But the fact that we've now, in issue 3, just established, oh, well, here's the actual top man. Like, I don't know. Especially because I know this is only 6 issues. And I'm pretty sure this was billed as a miniseries as well. So everyone knew it was 6 issues. And they're like, oh, okay, so we're just kind of... But she still is focused on Moretti. She's not focused on the chairman. I don't know. It's all just feeling a little bit weak to me in terms of, like, what is she actually even going for right now, you know? Like, if she's going to stop the human trafficking, then yes, Moretti's a good target. But at the same point, why not go after the chairman if you know the chairman is, like, trying to come to this place? Like, you don't care about Asylum. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Whatever. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7. Mainly for the art. The art is fantastic throughout. The coloring is beautiful. It does a really great job all throughout here. The expressions I especially enjoy. It's very well done in that regard. So yeah, 7 for this. I'm just hoping that I can understand her motivations more moving forward. That's my only critique right now.